Hey Capricorn, happy new moon in Gemini. So excited to connect with you today. So, if you have gotten a flash sale reading from me before, you may be a little familiar with this format. You'll see the images on the screen. We're going to go into a little bit more detail according to the astrology energy and transits that are happening at this time. It will be a little bit more generalized though, because it is according to the signs. So if you are a Capricorn sun or a Capricorn rising, this is the reading for you. Even if you want to look at, you're a Capricorn moon, sure, why not? Maybe you have planets in the third house. You could be carrying a lot of Gemini energy too, a mercurial or communicative energy. So yeah, I have visuals on the screen to really take the message home. This is here for you to feel creatively driven and inspired through spiritual means. I think it's really important. Spiritually and creativity go hand in hand together. This is where we really fulfill our higher selves. And in a world that is so sometimes sometimes we need a little light. Like, trust me, I get it, we need the dark, but I try to bring in as much light as possible. Well, totally acknowledging the dark, but Capricorn, I think you know what I mean, because Pluto's been really rocking your world the last few years. So you're resilient, you're the goat, you're gonna climb that mountain as steep as it is, and nothing can bring you down. So let's take a look here. You'll see the crystal quartz, which exemplifies a need for clarity and understanding. It really opens up the crown and third eye chakra. And we're going to need this during this time. You'll see when I share the transits with you. And then, of course, I've got the cards here. So I've got the moon here. We're talking about the new moon. And then I've got Capricorn's card, who's looking fierce as heck. And then I have the flowers down here because a new moon is a time to set intentions. And so we're blooming and we're blossoming and we're growing, right? We're beginning to start this new lunar phase. So Capricorn, here's where this energy is lying for you. You'll see here the new moon is at 22 degrees Gemini and 44 minutes. How crazy is that? That's so Gemini, all the duality here. And so it's happening in your health sector. This is a time for you to really get on track with your mental health specifically. But it may also be, your physical health, your emotional health, very earthly matters for you. You're an earth sign. And so this is a good time to get very structured and serious with how you're taking care of yourself, your mind, and your body. Now, we may be feeling a little bit of fogginess here, like, maybe, hey, where did I get off track here? What did I slip on? How can I, find the right way to really help me find, maybe it's just a peace of mind, honestly. And there's a challenge here because this new moon is squaring Neptune in Pisces. And, these are two mutable signs. These are signs that represent the end of a season. So in a way, we're finalizing things up here, but we're not entirely sure what that is. We may have been getting a little bit of clues here and there, thanks to Mercury. Mercury, or known as Hermes in Greek mythology, was the ultimate negotiator. He's the messenger, and he had this way of kind of, I don't know if manipulating is the right word. That definitely could be a scenario, but for the most part, he had ways of negotiating and getting his way into situations to make things happen. So usually we'd feel pretty confident in that, but being that there's a square here, there's a challenge here, we may not know how to negotiate, right? Especially because this is happening in your house of communication. So maybe you're having a hard time expressing the things that you need for yourself, for your emotional well-being, your physical well-being. This could be how you live your life day to day as well. When you're serving other people, when you're taking care of other people, whether it's at work or, a family member, anything like that. This could even be a sibling, because this is happening in your house of siblings. This could be your network, your neighbor. There's a need to really support and take care of not only other people, but yourself right now. This new moon is talking directly to your physical well-being. And we can't have one without the other. We can't not be emotionally well and be physically well, or vice versa. It has to work hand in hand here. So if you're feeling a little foggy, if you're feeling a little unclear, ask for some clear understanding. Maybe you can ask for support right now. Reach out. Because this new moon is also talking to Pluto in Capricorn, which is happening for you right now. You're being asked to really shed and release and transform you, just in general. This has been happening over the last few years. But as Capricorn's touring, it's at retrograde phase right now, but it's getting towards the end of Capricorn. And so you're starting to kind of finalize this energy. But ultimately, this is really about you and what you need. And if you need to be a little selfish, that's fine. That's fine. Do you hear me, Capricorn? It's fine. You have to be a little selfish. There's nothing wrong with taking a seat back here, maybe having someone take care of you and support you. Getting away for a while. Gemini rules short distance travel. If you need to take a little break during this time, go for it, to help kind of clear the mind, right? Listening to your emotions, listening to, what is really playing a role with your body. Stay tuned, because that is going to speak to you through, your spiritual matters, your higher self. We also have Venus in Cancer. It's actually at the very last degree of Cancer. So this is what we call a critical degree. Anytime a planet is at 29 degrees in a cardinal sign, which is a sign that represents the beginning of a season, there's a sense of initiation happening, something new. Once Venus moved into Cancer, which is a few weeks ago, now it's knocking at Leo's door, and it's like, hello, I'm coming in, and Venus has been opposing you in the last month or so as well. So there's a lot of stuff happening for you, Capricorn. And if you've been through some tough times, maybe it is time to take a break and kind of heal a little bit right now. Take it easy. Because, especially when Venus moves into Leo, just moments after this new moon is exact, it's going to start meeting up with the North Node in Leo. And get ready, because the nodes are going to move into your sign, Capricorn and Cancer. So, you're going to get kind of a sneak peek. It's going to be a very psychically powerful type of energy for you. You're going to be able to, it may already be happening now with Mars conjunct the South Node. The South Node is an exit way. It's a release, especially being in the sign of Aquarius. It's kind of like releasing from the shackles. And it's talking directly to what you value, your own values, your foundation, the work that you do in this world. How do you receive from that? And so Venus is going to kind of be opposite of that, saying, hey, things got to change. I need to be respected, and I need to receive acknowledgement for all the hard work that I'm putting in here. Capricorn, you're all about work. So this is the time, take a breather right now. I would definitely take a breather in the next week or two if you can, and just really heal the mind. If you can get some Reiki, you can go meditate, go for a walk, be by water, soothe out this energy. Mercury just moved into Cancer. So you see this energy. It's so interesting on this day that we've got Venus just about to leave and Mercury just moving in. So Mercury just left its own sign, Gemini. And so things are going to slow down a little bit. It's not so go, 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 go. So, when I'm talking about healing the mind, this is it right here. Mercury is the mind. Cancer is all about healing the collective. It's very much about the subconscious. This is happening in your relationship sector. So the people that you're making a commitment to, again, this is being brought up. Are you receiving what you're giving? And with Cancer being in your with Mercury being in your opposite sign, there's a little bit of a mirror effect going on here, for the next month or so. Especially with those nodes moving in, it's definitely a time for this continuing of major self-transformation. I mean, I can't find the words. Honestly, I'm almost speechless. It's, I started off saying how resilient you are, Capricorn, and you are, but you got to know when it's okay to take a break. Take a break from climbing the steep hill. Just take a second, move over to the side, take a breather, catch your breath. Because this Mercury now moving into your relationship sector, your mind is going to be like still probably wanting to heal everybody else but yourself. And so it's an emotional thing, but it's okay to kind of open up and say, hey, this is what I need. And why I say that is because Mercury on this day is squaring Chiron in Aries, which is another cardinal sign. So more initiation is happening here. And Chiron will bring up our wounds. And for you, this is a very subconscious thing. This could be even connected to your mother, because this is your sector of your zone of mom, home, security, stability. It's about you taking action in regards to your self-care. Nobody else can do it. Nobody else can tell you how to do it or when to do it. You've got to do it. And being that this is a square, there's a little bit of a challenge here. So don't let one overrule the other. If your mind is so focused on, other people, I think I would kind of have you say, what would I do, for me, if I was my own friend? And this may be a very subconscious thing for you, because all of this energy, this Neptune energy, this Chiron energy is happening in the very most private parts of you. So it's okay to be a little bit vulnerable during this time. Capricorn, you're coming out of the mountain, okay? You really, really are. I think it's time for a pit stop. It's time for a break. So if I had to give you one piece of advice, some intention that you can set on this new moon, it would to have a clear understanding on how you can proactively heal your needed wounds, like the wounds that need to be tended to. Ask the cosmos, ask your guides, ask God, whoever. How can you gain better understanding on making a schedule? The new moon's lighting up that area for you. Make a schedule. Write it down every day. Hold yourself accountable. Make a contract. That's very Gemini. Make a contract, sign it, give it to yourself. When you've accomplished that, rip it up and celebrate. That's a great full moon ritual to do. So Capricorn, know that, fully acknowledge, hey, you've been through some tough times in the last few years, but nothing that you can't handle, right? But you deserve a break. A Kit Kat, right? Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Go buy yourself a Kit Kat bar. All right, Capricorn. So I'm sending you all my love. I hope you have a wonderful new moon, and I will see you next time for the full moon in Capricorn on June 27th. See you soon.